2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks up against the Memphis Grizzlies. Looking at Memphis, they want to turn it around after the loss to Portland. That game was a shootout. Defense will be the key tonight for them to bounce back with a win. And here we are, start of a new season. So much drama coming out of the gate.
Drama for your mama.
Shaq, for the teams that are underperforming thus far, what can they do to try and right the ship?
Look, Ernie, it's early, so don't overreact. You can mix up the rotations a little bit. Don't be scared, Coach. Do what you got to do.
Well, first, you got to keep believing in yourself. But I love these player-only meetings.
Oh, I'll bet you.
I did, man.
Really? You liked them?
Oh, because I used to. That's the only time I could really look in your face in front of the other 11 guys and tell you how I really feel about you.
Like, Akeem, you're killing us.
No, that never was said. It was more like, see, we should only give it to Akeem because he's the only one not killing us.
Oh.
It's time for some hoops at FedEx Forum, home of the Grizzlies, and we're bringing it to you live on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Back to the road tomorrow as this is the final game of the Grizzlies homestand. Well, guys, at this point, while still many things can change, the record is not on par with their performance last year. Maybe a cause for concern, but something they are well aware of.
And when you look at Memphis, they haven't looked anything like the team we thought they'd be this year. Still such a long way to go. They could be in line for a long, tumultuous season.
Yeah, that's the sense you get, isn't it? I mean, the important thing is that they don't panic here. Stick to the basics and work out of this slump without trying to do too much at one time.
Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Smith Jr. runs the point with Matthews at his side. They're the backcourt. Dirk is the 4 with Noel manning the middle. And it's Barnes in at the small forward. So the Memphis Grizzlies able to put the first points up on the board. And Matthews kicks to Smith. One up, one down, 2 points with his first shot this game. Well, Clark, as we were just talking about, it's an early part of the season, and teams are still adjusting to the players they've got on these rosters. And if you're a coach, how worried are you about wins and losses at this point of the season?
Well, you're always conscious of wins and losses. That's what you're judged on. But you also have to be balanced in your approach, understanding it's a long season and that you're going to be foremanning throughout the season as a team coming together, and that takes time. You just can't rush it. So you can't major in the minors. You got to keep your eye on the big picture and keep working towards who and what you think your team can become.
And that one's good. Noel.
Well, it's really not hard to see why Noel is seen as one of the better rebounders in the game. He really uses that great length of his to get to a lot of missed shots.
Now here is Conley. He's coming off a 22-point game against Portland.
And his passing also off the charts in that game. In just about every aspect of their offense, he was dialed in.
Boy, the confidence of Gasol on the block is really impressive to see. I mean, once he gets good positioning, he goes right to work.
Matthews passes to Noel. Back to Matthews. Conley against Smith. 5 on the clock. Smith drawn the double team. And Noel kicks to Barnes. Offensive rebound. Matthews dishes to Smith. Pass to Noel. Back to Smith. Nowitzki with the screen on Conley. Smith the pass to Noel. He feeds it to Nowitzki. Smith kicks to Nowitzki. Off target from outside. The Grizzlies have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Evans setting the pick for Conley. Passes it to Gasol. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. And that's now 6 points for Marc Gasol. Here is Matthews. A 14-point game for him in the win against Boston. Nowitzki a screen. And Matthews kicks to Smith. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And Dennis Smith Jr., the 9th overall pick in this year's draft, but voted by his fellow rookies as the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. The Mavericks giving him every opportunity as their point guard of the future.
Shooting 2.
No good on that one.
And Dennis Smith, guys, get this, measured a 48-inch vertical, which would tie him for the best in NBA history. He's a perfect fit for the Mavericks, who were in desperate need of some star power and athleticism.
And he's good on the second.
Boy, the speed and shooting Smith possesses is dangerous. I mean, a speedy point guard who continues to get better.
On the wing, Green. Parsons sets a screen for Green. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Now here is Smith. Boy, he was something else against Boston. And the dunk by Smith.
No messing around from Smith there. When he's on the attack, he's got room to soar. He takes off towards the rim. Boom.
Conley against Smith. Conley dishes to Evans. Shoots over Matthews. That one a little long. Mavericks trail by 4. He kicks to Smith. Nowitzki with the screen on Conley. And it's Smith missing. Memphis has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Evans passes to Gasol. Some nice passing there by Memphis. And the call will be against Chandler Parsons. That's his first foul. Dallas has gone 0 of 4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, earlier I spoke with Rick Carlisle. Now, these teams are tied 1-1 in the season series, and I asked him what the keys were to winning tonight. He said they have to find a way to get around the rim protection they're about to face. He wants his guys to be aggressive, but smart about the shots they take. We'll see if they have listened to him, Kevin.
David thinks sounds like he's prepped his guys on how to handle this opposing defense.
And no surprise there, because they're facing a team that can win games with its defense. They are an aggressive bunch from the start.
And, you know, guys, that being the case, they can't play soft today. I mean, they've got to really be locked in on being the aggressors. Come out firing and try to get off to a good start.
Nowitzki, no good.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Here's Conley. Passes to Green. Plenty of space. He goes up again. Here's Gasol. And that's collected by Nowitzki.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And the Grizzlies leading by 4. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Memphis.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
And that one falls for Parsons. Well, a max contract last season for Chandler Parsons, despite, Greg, his history of knee injuries. That was a bold move by the Grizzlies.
Yeah, and they've needed a great two-way wing player for years. Hopefully, Parsons can get healthy and fulfill that role for this team.
Both free throws good from Parsons.
Gotta like the confidence. Such an important part of making shots. Nice seeing a big man knock down free throws.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Outside Conley. Evans attacking. Nobody near Parsons. No good on the 3. Mavericks trail by 6. Barnes kicks to Nowitzki. The teardrop falls in.
He's trying to get it going offensively, but right now just 1 of 4 to start.
Grizzlies have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Here's Conley. And it's Noel with the rebound.
Boy, incredible effort on defense. Refusing to give him an uncontested layup. Nothing easy.
Matthews, no good. Memphis leading by 4. Right side, Conley. From downtown, gets the three-pointer to fall. Conley's got himself going there. His first points of the game in the deep ball. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
Yeah, you know what? The waters were calm for most of the game. I mean, little resistance. Felt like they could get any look they wanted at any time.
There are a lot of great young talents in the league right now, and when you take a look, Clark, at the young big men in the league, who stands out to you?
I like a lot of these young big guys because they're mobile, they can score the ball, they rebound it. Karl Anthony Towns is really, when you talk about a guy doing the 2010 thing this early in his career, that's special. Miles Turner, I think, has a chance to be really special with his shooting stroke and his shot blocking ability. And then Porzingis has a lot of Dirk Nowitzki qualities to him.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. Pass to Powell. Now measuring. Here's Finney-Smith. Offline with his 3. Now here's McLemore. He's covered closely. There's a screen. And Chalmers kicks to McLemore. From outside the arc. Good. And it's Chalmers with the assist that time. And it's a 10-point Grizzly lead.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Here's Finney-Smith. And he makes good on the layup.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
To the left side wing. Wright dishes to Davis. Some nice passing there by Memphis. And McLemore kicks to Chalmers. From the arc. They get it back. And Davis gets it to go. Davis has got his first bucket of the night.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
And the Grizzlies leading by 10. McLemore, the pass to right, out to the wing. The 3-ball goes back up. Davis, count it. Davis has got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, second chance points, a huge issue right now. They're getting steamrolled inside.
Well, guys, nobody's boxing out. I mean, I could go out there and get an offensive rebound. They're just watching. And if you're the coaching staff, that's unacceptable. Resplendent release on the floater. When executed correctly, it's a beautiful, effective shot.
Chalmers dishes to Davis. Feeds to right. Davis sets a screen. Now here's McLemore. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Portland.
And if you look at his free throw numbers, you can see what kind of pressure he put on the defense. He was in attack mode all night long.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And Dirk Nowitzki last season passing 30,000 points for his career. As Clarkie enters his 40s, how much longer do you think he can keep it up?
Well, I don't know. He probably want to play until he's 50. And if he was able to, the Mavericks would certainly have a spot for him. But I think, you know, 40, 41, that's a pretty high bar for NBA players. But if anybody could do it, Dirk might hang around that long.
Here's McLemore. The Mavericks making the shot.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Now here's Curry. He had a big outing in that Celtics game as well. They set the screen. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Barea with a wide open look. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Here's Ennis. The dish to McLemore. Back to Ennis. Puts it up. The shot will not fall. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. They traveled to Memphis last time they faced the Grizzlies and came away with the win.
And we all know in a hostile environment, always tough, but they were the better team on that night.
No question about it. Honed in completely. They demonstrated real grit in a tough place to play, and they got the result they wanted.
So it's the Grizzlies now, following the score by Dallas. Outside for Davis. Shoots over Measuring. Here's McLemore in the corner, right with it. A three-pointer, no good. Mavericks trail by 9. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Grizzlies.
And even when the deep three has been there, they've stayed away from it. They're working hard to get shots from close range, resisting that urge to get too loose with their shot selection.
.58 seconds left in the first quarter. Barea against Chalmers. To the inside. Davis inside, defended by Measuring, and Davis can't get it to go.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
.34 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And you know, Kevin, Dwight Powell's combination of athleticism and focus allow him to score despite getting bumped around.
And you take a look at Clark Dwight Powell, 6'11", 240 pounds. Do you see him as more of a power forward or as a center?
I think he's kind of a tweener, Kevin. I mean, he's a guy that I think can play both spots. He's got more of a power forward's body, but kind of a center's game. I mean, if he can develop that jump shot, I think his best niche would be as a face-up four-man.
And Powell, no good on that one.
The length and mobility of Powell is really impressive. He's a solid big guy who I think continues just to get better at both ends.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. McLemore with the ball. 6 points for him. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
Memphis shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. And the first one drops. And McLemore drops them both. Here's Curry. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. It's stolen by McLemore. That will count. And no good trying to get that one. And that concludes the first quarter of play. It's the Grizzlies. They lead by 7. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And looking at what we've seen from the Grizzlies, what do you guys think?
Hustling on that offensive glass, that's led to a number of second chance points.
And we know energy and effort go hand in hand, and they won't be denied playing with a bunch of energy, easily coming up with those offensive rebounds too.
Mavericks trail by 7. Fresh is out there with Ben McLemore. Then it's Ennis. Then there's Davis. And it's Wright in at the 4 slot. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter. Now here's Curry. Over McLemore. And Wright pulls it down.
The defense was less than impressive there, but despite them not really contesting that shot, he still bricked it.
And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And there's the foul against Dallas. Clark, when you look back at your terrific career, who is the one player that you considered your toughest opponent to go up against?
There were a couple of guys. Bernard King from the New York Knicks, because we saw them a handful of times a year, and he was just such a phenomenal scorer and a relentless worker offensively. He just never gave you a break. I didn't get to see the West Coast teams but twice a year. The Denver Nuggets in the early 80s had Kiki Vandeweghe, Alex English, and Dan Issel. And between those 3 guys, they were averaging about 80, 81 points a game. And I usually dealt with English or Vandeweghe. And those were long nights because those guys moved the ball, shot it from everywhere, and were excellent offensive players.
And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. And Curry has it in the corner. Good, and it's Perea who picks up the assist. Curry's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for Dallas. Chalmers against Barea. And Chalmers kicks to McLemore. The pass to Wright. McLemore with the ball. Curry meets him. McLemore, no good. Mavericks trail by 4. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, David Fizdale was one of the most respected assistant coaches in the league before he took over in Memphis last season. He spent 8 seasons in Miami, where LeBron James played for him. LeBron said he has every quality that would fit a head coach. He's confident in his ability, a great learner, a great communicator. So it was great to see him get the nod, and he's proven so far why he's capable of the job. Kevin?
And an endorsement from LeBron is never a bad thing, D.A. Thanks so much.
Two shots.
First free throw is good.
And continuity is one thing that lends itself to winning. You see that in Memphis, that their key players in Gasol and Conley, these guys are all getting it done.
Both shots good from the stripe. And the challenge for the Grizzlies has been finding that 4th or 5th star caliber player, Greg, to push them over the top.
And they've needed a two-way terror on the wing for the longest time here. None of their draft picks or free agent signings have really broken through. And that's what it's going to take if they want to break through in the West.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Mavericks trail by 4. And here's Barea. He's coming off a 10-point game against Boston. And it's Wright sending it back. Shoots from 12. Ennis passes to Davis. Here's Wright, and the dunk by Wright.
And Kevin, plays like that, really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Look at them. They are really into it.
Yeah, they sure are. And that's a little salt in the wound there. I mean, they take a miss and turn it into one of the plays of the game. That hurts.
And head coach Rick Carlisle approaching a decade with the Dallas Mavericks. And he doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
Yeah, and you know that's really remarkable in a profession marked by turnover. He's pretty much anchored in there. The Mavs organization smart enough to recognize they've got one of the best in the business in the NBA, but I would even say one of the best coaches in all of pro sports.
And that's a tough one, but on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Those are facts, man. I mean, if he's sliding his feet just a skosh, the refs are going to whistle him for it.
Now here's Parsons. He's coming off a 25-point game against Portland.
And it was an unselfish night for him as well. He got plenty of assists to go along with all those points.
Barnes is a problem in these fast break situations, Kevin. I mean, he's got strength, he's got skill, and he's got excellent speed.
Conley kicks to Gasol. And finished off by Gasol.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Here's Noel. The Grizzlies making the shot. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Matthews gets it to go.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. And 12 points for Marc Gasol.
Well, I tell you what, I like the clip he's shooting at. Extremely effective. If you're on defense now, you got to get the ball out of his hands.
Parsons against Barnes. Dishes to Matthews. Noel passes to Barnes. Over Parsons. Barnes with another miss. And the Grizzlies leading by 5. And stolen by Barnes. He dishes it to Smith. Fires for three. It's rebounded by Memphis. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
And really, man, they played their hearts out. Missed a couple opportunities down the stretch, and that was the difference.
Yeah, you know what, Greg? Much love to him because the energy was there. But the execution fell just a little short.
Conley, and that one clearly a foul, gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Dirk Nowitzki picks up that one.
And Mike Conley Jr., you know, you talk about being bred for success. Remember, his dad was a gold medalist in the triple jump. And you can just see that athleticism in his game. Super quick and elusive out on the floor.
And he makes the first. And with Conley's athleticism and his handle, tough to keep him out of the lane.
And if you go under on that pick, he can hurt you from deep. This guy really the complete package, arguably the most underrated point guard in our league.
And Conley drops them both.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Smith against Conley. Smith kicks to Barnes. Offensive rebound. There's Noel, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And when it comes to the paint, Noel owns it. I mean, really takes on any defender head on, and as a result, gets a lot of foul calls because of his aggressiveness. You know, Nerlens Noel made it pretty clear he was not happy with the logjam at the center position in Philly. Last season's trade cleared a path for him to show what he can do.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And Noel has the mobility to defend 4s or 5s. The Sixers had tried him some at the power forward. But,
well,
you know, Clark, it really wasn't a fit.
No, it really was. I mean, he's a shot blocker and finisher first. I mean, you want him protecting the rim. It's clear this guy is a center.
Both free throws good from Noel.
They've hit every one of their free throws here in the second quarter. Very important when you're trailing.
Parsons for 3. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. And that's now 8 points for Chandler Parsons.
And you can sense they're starting to take charge here.
You know, they seem to be on the same page out there, Greg. I mean, definitely the momentum is with them.
Now here's Barnes. We saw him with 19 points his last outing. 5 to shoot. Now Noel.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Smith against Conley. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And let's review some numbers for Noel. He's right around 9 points a night, 15 rebounds, and almost 2.5 blocks. And he's such a big presence for them on the inside.
Yeah, whether it's sending shots back airmail or cleaning the glass, he's the total package.
This all setting the pick for Conley. Looks for Evans, gets it to him. Off target from the baseline.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain neutral position.
Here's Smith, and the dunk by Smith.
Hey, this guy is the full package, the total package. Dennis Smith, a point guard with bounce. He'll punch it on you. I love seeing him do that, too.
Now here's Evans. Last game we saw him score 14. Deflects the pass, and stolen by Noel. Puts it up, and the shot falls short this time.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Just a touch. I mean, it seems like he's forcing shots a little bit to me, Greg. Not playing his game right now, and with every miss, the pressure intensifies.
Tyreek Evans, the 4th pick back in 2009, won Rookie of the Year.
Averaged 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists right off the bat. And it's been about the injuries in terms of what's held him back. If he can stay healthy, and that's a big if, the talent is obvious.
First one falls for him. Going up, Clark, you were Mr. Basketball USA, a national ranking. Be truthful. How dominant were you in high school in Cleveland, Ohio?
I was a really good high school player, considered one of the top 2 or 3 in the country in 1979, which was actually perhaps the best high school class ever, documented by many who follow the game: Isaiah Thomas and Sam Bowie, James Worthy, Ralph Sampson, Dale Ellis, Terry Cummings, Dominique Wilkins. I could go on and on. A terrific class, and I was considered at the top of that class as a high schooler.
And here's Barnes for 3. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 3 assists in the game. Matthews against Evans. At the elbow, it's Gasol. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
And in today's NBA, how about the value in having a guy at the center who has the versatility and the skill set of a Marc Gasol? With his passing and shooting, he becomes a great zone buster for any team.
He misses the free throw. And Marc Gasol becoming more aggressive, looking for his own offense.
And I thought at times in the past he was unselfish to a fault. His teammates egged him on, told him, you're the best center in the game, go out there and dominate. And now it seems like he's becoming more comfortable in his skin.
Good on the second free throw.
And you think about it, for so long, the Grizzlies were kind of the throwback team. I mean, they had the 2 bangers in the front court, and they really rejected that whole pace and space movement. But finally, they've come around, retooling their lineups to get more shooting on the floor.
Smith showing outstanding concentration on these hard shots, even as he's getting hit.
Conley kicks to Gasol, and stolen by Noel. From 11 feet away, here's Barnes, and the layup falls. Now just a 2-point Grizzly lead.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Conley kicks to Evans. Parsons for 3, and the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got his 4th rebound in this one. And Greg, you look at the changes for the Grizzlies, looking for versatility and adaptability in their players.
Yeah, grit and grind, still the identity, but you got to be able to space the floor and cover pick and rolls. The era of a post-up centric basketball team doesn't seem to be in the future.
And it's Smith missing. Memphis has gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Here's Conley. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. That's 7 points for Conley.
And, you know, Kevin, Gasol is one of the best passers in the league. I mean, in his position, there aren't many better. Excellent at scanning the floor and finding the open man.
Now here's Matthews. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. And it's Nowitzki missing, and the Grizzlies leading by 4. And it's Conley penetrating. That one drops for him. Conley's got 9 points.
Yeah, he's building off that strong first quarter, Kevin. Rising up and hitting shots with confidence.
Smith kicks to Noel. It's Matthews on the wing. The feed now to Nowitzki. Smith left side. Over in the corner, Matthews. Nowitzki a screen. Tries again. Good on that shot, and with that, the Memphis lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Matthews.
Man, nice to watch Matthews rise up with confidence, Kevin. Superb at getting good position close to the rim.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. I'm not sure, Greg, there's a player who better fits the description of a grinder than Wes Matthews.
Yeah, so tough, too. I mean, mentally and physically. He talks about inflicting his personality on the team, and he truly is what I'd call a culture builder.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Davis sets a screen. Here's McLemore. It's deflected.
Like seeing Powell flex his muscle on the defensive end. Really good at timing his jump to block the shots.
Here is Barea. 6 points for him. Down low, here's Powell, and it's right, sending it back. Now here's McLemore. Here's Chalmers, got a piece of it. Left side Curry. Finney-Smith passes to Curry. Here's Mejri, and Davis sends it back. Here's Powell. And finally, they hit one. Powell's got his second basket of the game.
Boy, intensity always a good thing, and Powell brings it solid at getting after offensive rebounds for his team.
And Chalmers kicks to right. Inside, 7-foot shot. 2 points. That one goes. Davis has got 6 points.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And it's blocked. And now, here's Davis, the fast break opportunity. Here's McLemore, and that one falls, coming off of Davis's feed. And now an 8-point Memphis lead.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
And Fresh picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Outside Curry. Kicks it to Barea. Just 5 to shoot. Here's the teardrop. And he lays it up and in. He's got 8.
Hard not to commend the confidence of Barea. For a point guard, he's an excellent scorer, particularly inside.
McLemore with the ball. 12 points for him. Here's Davis. Shoots over Mejri. Mejri with the rebound. Mejri's got his 6th rebound on the night. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. They set the pick. Powell with the screen. Curry. And it's right, sending it back. Finney-Smith passes to Curry. Over Ennis. Again, Curry missing.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Drains it from beyond the arc. And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks. Rick, what do you not like about how your team is playing so far?
Well, we weren't into it. We missed the block out. We were taking a couple of bad shots. So we just need to refocus. Key in this game, we got to take away their open jump shots and threes, and we got to rebound.
Rick, thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports.
Been working out.
Marc Gasol playing terrific basketball in this one. He had 13 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Grizzlies?
You got to like their offense efficiency. They were patient, took good shots. That was reflected in their high field goal percentage. They just need to keep playing smart in the second half and close this thing out. Don't get cute now.
And over to Kenny. Let's get your insights on Dallas.
Their inaccuracy from behind the arc was brutal. Shot selection, I didn't see any. The perimeter offense they're running, you could scrap that. They need to get back to the basics. Pound it inside, more pick and roll. Try to pick up some easy buckets in transition.
And we're just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll see you.
We're back with you here in Memphis, Tennessee. A gorgeous look at the skyline here in the birthplace of rock and roll. All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. It's been a clinic out there by Marc Gasol.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Yeah, he squatted on that paint area and owned it, perfectly using his size and that soft touch inside. That's a heck of a combination. Strength, size, and soft touch. Nice.
The second half just about to get going here. Here's Smith. On the floor for Dallas. Dirk is the 4 with Noel manning the middle. Smith Jr. runs the point with Matthews at his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Barnes in at the 3. Now here's Barnes. Shot clock at 6. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And the Grizzlies leading by 9. Evans kicks to Conley. Fresh 24 for Memphis. Mavericks shooting not great, 40% for the game. Here's Smith, and fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2. Michael Conley picks one up.
Yeah, you know, Smith's not afraid of the contact. In fact, he embraces it when he's going up to shoot.
So many great point guards in this year's draft. Greg, what stands out to you about North Carolina State's Dennis Smith?
Well, I think he's the best athlete of them all. A terror off the bounce, great toughness, and he's drawn some comparison to Stevie Francis when you talk about his bounce and physicality.
And the first one drops. He hits both from the stripe. Memphis leading. And here is Conley. Pass to Green. Good looking screen by Gasol. Conley for 3. Again, Conley missing. Smith against Conley. Now Smith. He feeds it to Noel. Nowitzki inside. Working on Gasol. Nowitzki, no good. And the Grizzlies leading by 7. Conley dishes to Gasol. Kicks it out to Evans. Over Matthews. And again, Memphis, no good.
Got to find a way to energize themselves, get going. 0 for 3. They're looking for their rhythm right now.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. 5 to shoot. Barnes kicks to Matthews. That one wide left.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot. And if you're a pro, you need to make that.
And finally, someone scores.
Yeah, it's been a defensive battle, to say the least, partner. Good to see at least somebody got the ball in the basket. Finally.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
It was very close, and I wouldn't mind letting them play on that one. It wasn't blatant by any means.
Conley against Smith. Conley, the pass to Gasol. And the rejection by Noel.
And the shot blocking skills of Noel are a staple of his game, really one of the foundational pieces. He really takes a lot of pride in what he does on defense.
Mavericks trail by 10. Outside Matthews. Dallas moving the ball around. There's the screen. No one near Smith as he lets it go. Drills the three-pointer. Smith's got 14 points for the game.
Maybe with that, the lid on this basket will be lifted for him.
Evans dishes to Green. Back to Evans. Gasol a screen. And the rejection by Noel. Here's Matthews. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Now just a 5-point Grizzly lead. Conley against Smith. Conley gets to Gasol. Shooting at a high percentage. All teams aim to do that. Let's see the league's best. The Grizzlies 4th.
So patient on the offensive end. I mean, they're not going to force shots, and it's that selectiveness that's yielded such an impressive field goal percentage.
The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way. Smith's got 7 points here in this quarter. Conley against Smith. Here's Gasol. No good again that time. Mavericks trail by 3. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
And there it is for them.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Gasol, a screen on Smith. Kicks it out to Evans. Back to Conley. Here's Gasol. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Noel's got rebound number 8 now on the night. For the Mavericks, 16 consecutive years of 500 basketball or better. Coming to an end last season, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, it was the beginning of a rebuild. The first time in a long time for the Mavs. And they waived some of their veterans to free up space and court time to further develop those young players. And with how competitive this organization is, you know they'll do everything they can to get back in contention to try to send Dirk out on a high note.
Grizzlies making a switch here. Davis is checked in. Conley with it. Now Smith defending. Outside, Davis. Conley, the pass to Davis. Misses off the right iron.
And there was no effort on behalf of the defense. None. I mean, the shooter has to be upset with himself for missing that shot.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Well, when you knock down jumpers like that, it opens everything else up as well.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. And Nerlens Noel out of Kentucky, slender and mobile and long. And Craig, he can cover ground in a hurry.
Boy, and you can see it in his rate of steals to go along with the blocks. That quickness is a huge asset in today's game. It's all about versatility, both offensively and defensively.
Now here's Davis. He has 6. Conley, and that one falls coming off of Davis's feed. And that's 11 points for Conley.
Being aware there, excellent recognition, fantastic playmaking leading to the nice shot.
Barnes outside. And it's Dallas with another.
Oh, great ball movement there.
The Grizzlies trail by 3. Davis with a screen on Smith. Evans goes in. Pass to Green. He kicks to Conley. Parsons outside. Pass to Evans. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Green, and Green slams it in.
Always like seeing Evans share the basketball. A capable passer who knows how to get his guys going.
Here are the Mavericks now. They're on a 17-7 run. Smith with it, picked up by Davis. Barnes outside. Nowitzki sets a screen for Barnes. Knocks it loose, and it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith. You take a second here to take a look at the shot chart for Dallas.
You know, I doubt they came into this game thinking they would be doing this much damage from mid-range, but you have to give them credit for being able to see what is available in their offense and then exploit the weakness of the D. To be successful in this league, you have to be flexible, and they've done a great job of that so far.
Now here's Conley. He's got 11. Outside, Green. Feeds it to Davis. Outside, Conley. Outside, Green. Parsons for 3, and it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got 11 rebounds in the game.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And, Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Now here's Matthews. A second chance effort, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Boy, it's obvious that Noel has some nice leadership traits. He's energetic, he's positive. His teammates really gravitate to him and feed off his intensity.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Dallas.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
Yeah, but they also never seem to get cold from mid-range. Just kept hitting those shots with consistency.
And the first one at the line is good. And the Grizzlies enjoying the longest stretch of sustained success in franchise history. Greg, 7 consecutive seasons making the postseason.
And this group has gotten as far as the Western Conference Finals. And a lot to be said for that consistency. But, of course, everyone's in this for the rings. Interesting to see where they go from here to turn the corner into a true contender.
All free throws good from Noel.
Well, you hear a lot of disparaging, hating remarks directed towards jump shooting teams, but the Mavericks make no apologies. I mean, that's their game offensively, and that's their story, and they're sticking to it.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Barea kicks to Finney-Smith. Back to Barea. The dish now to Noel. Now the pass to Mejri. Some nice passing here by Dallas. The feed to Barea. Shoots from 14. It's rebounded by Memphis. And you look at the numbers, whether it's three-pointers or mid-range shots, spot up or pull-up, you name it. If it's a jumper, Dallas will live off it.
And you know what, Kevin? If the NBA game was played more like a game of horse, they would be a powerhouse. And, you know, with their defensive scheme clogging the paint, they dare opponents to get into a shoot it out with them because they feel like they win that game most times.
Shooting 2.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. Mavericks making a switch here. Powell's checked in. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
They should be in front right now, but he'll be relieved not to have come up totally empty there.
And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
On the free throw, no good.
Well, you know, one thing you can be certain of with the Mavs, guys, is they're going to make the most of what they have. I think Rick Carlisle, who actually spent some time as the head coach of the Pistons and the Pacers, is one of the very best in pro sports. He's a master at putting his players in the optimal position for their success.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
For Dallas, they've gone better than 53% from the floor since halftime, shooting 8 of 15. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ben McLemore. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
He played his college basketball at Duke. Seth Curry has really emerged as a solid NBA player, even though he was undrafted. A combo guard, he makes shots, and he makes plays.
And he knocks down the first one. And Seth Curry, much more of a shooter than he is a passer.
We'll see if he can make the transition to point guard that his brother did. I mean, in the meantime, his 6'2" height leaves him something of a disadvantage against bigger shooting guards. But I tell you what, this young man has impressed with his ability to be a solid NBA guard.
They set the pick. McLemore, no good. The Mavericks leading. Here's Curry, and Davis sends it back. Here's Chalmers. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game, and Davis gets it to go.
And how about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Here's Finney-Smith. A nice shot by Barea. Barea's got 10.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Barea against Chalmers. Right outside. And McLemore kicks to Chalmers. Shoots over Barea, and the basket by Chalmers. He's got 5.
You know, the defense was on the shooter, but in the end, sometimes you just have to tip your hat to better offense.
They double-team Curry. Now here's Powell, guarded by Wright. Here's Mesri. Basket good. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Now here's Chalmers. He has 5. Davis with a screen on Curry. McLemore dishes to Davis. Fast break Dallas. Curry's got the ball. And Barea has it in the corner. With the second effort, fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
Marc Gasol is checked in for Davis.
And one difference this half is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
The Grizzlies trail by 5. There's 1:26 left to play here in the third. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And a moment here to check out the numbers for Gasol. Averaging 22 points per, 16 rebounds, and over 2.5 blocks. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes naturally.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
And he makes the first. And Ennis drops them both. 1:21 left here in the third quarter. Pass to Mesri. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Mesri's got the lead up to 5 now for Dallas. And Chalmers kicks to Gasol. Dishes it to Ennis. He feeds it to McLemore. Clock at 6. Here's Chalmers. Shoots over Measury. Now here's Ennis. Defense right on him. He dishes it to McLemore. And the dunk by McLemore.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think.
That's exactly how you send it. 2 hands and down.
And it's the Mavericks with the ball. Grizzlies making the shot. To the paint. Gasol with the steal. Right, the pass to Ennis. Chalmers dishes to Gasol. Good for basket number 7 tonight on a not-so-unlucky 13 shots.
And, you know, Gasol is really superb at scoring over the defense inside. Now, it's not just his height and length, but I think it's his girth, too. He knows how to use every part of his body in close.
Here's Finney-Smith. No good from outside. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Mavericks lead by 1. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. And let's listen to head coach Rick Carlisle review the game plan with his guys.
Hey, if we get a stop and a running opportunity, keep it going. The tempo's really good. Keep pushing the ball.
Rick Carlisle, wanting to make this a track meet, feels that may favor his team right now.
Well, he knows they have some momentum, and he wants to step on the gas pedal here because he knows how quickly that momentum can shift.
And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Down low, Wright and Gasol. Fresh is out there with McLemore. And it's Ennis in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis.
Two shots.
That one drops. He ties it up. And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. Here's Curry. Passes to Measury. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Measury's got 11 points here in just the second half. Chalmers against Barea. Kicks it to Wright. Now here's Ennis. He's guarded closely. That one falls.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
The Mavericks shooting reasonably well, 45%. Barea kicks to Finney-Smith. It's stolen by Ennis. And it's Memphis on the break. And the basket by Chalmers. Now it's a 3-point Grizzly lead.
And aggressive defense causing the mistake, then cashing in.
Yeah, that's a momentum changer for sure. You got to like the steal and the finish at the other end. That's the thing, paying that steal off with the finish.
Now here's Barea. Just 5 to shoot. Curry with him. Now Wright defender. And yes, it's good.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Yeah, I like the quick release, Greg. He does a nice job getting it up quickly, especially when he's facing a bigger defender.
Chalmers against Barea. And McLemore kicks to Ennis. And there's Marc Gasol on the assist by Ennis. Ennis has got 3 assists in the game. Mavericks trail by 3. Barea kicks to Measury, and he drops it in from the low post. Measury's got 4 points in the quarter.
It's really been a tale of two halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Gasol passes to Chalmers. Down low, Powell with the steal. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
Yeah, as a former outstanding rebounder myself, I can certainly appreciate what this guy is doing. An extraordinary combination of talent and desire is what allows him to do what he's done today. Great performance. And I love how his teammates have stepped up for him. He's struggling, but they're ramping it up and getting it done this quarter.
Finney-Smith kicks to Powell. 5 to shoot. Here's Barea. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
And, you know, Barea is extremely fast. Explodes to the basket whenever he sees a lane available.
And J.J. Barea grew up a big fan of Allen Iverson. He's not the answer, Clark, but Barea certainly in that mold as a player 6 feet and under with a quickness who can break down the defense.
And he plays with an aggressiveness and an edge that's similar to what Iverson brought. Iverson was the #1 overall pick. Barea, Kevin, undrafted. Certainly he's exceeded expectations. He's got a great change of pace in his play, and he was really instrumental in Dallas's 2011 title run.
That free throw good from Barea.
J.J. Barea has speed to burn. I mean, he's shifty, he's quick, and because of that, he's extremely valuable as a decision maker and scorer. Great competitor.
Now here is Conley. Parsons dishes to Gasol. That shot off. An even 3-on-3 break. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. And the foul on Dennis Smith Jr. That'll be his second foul of the game. Wesley Matthews checked in for the Mavericks. Evans against Matthews. Evans passes to Gasol. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got his 8th rebound here tonight. At the elbow, it's Matthews. Out to Smith for the three. And the three ball is good. Smith's got 10 points in just the second half.
Yeah, I like seeing Smith catch and fire. I mean, he's really good at getting in the lane off the dribble, but when he can catch and fire, that's even better.
On the wing, Green. Evans gets to Conley, looking to end the run. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
And Mike Conley, the fellow Buckeye, is about as reliable as it gets in running his team and doing everything you want a point guard to do. A crafty defender. He also has really elevated his game offensively.
Shooting two.
Free throw good, Conley. And so Mike Conley nails both of them. And so it's Dallas with it. It's a three-point game. Green against Smith. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Gasol. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. Davis is checked in for the Grizzlies. First free throw is good.
And making the most of their opportunities at the line here in the second half.
No good on the second free throw.
Yeah, the main thing here, though, guys, is just to make sure you get a two-possession game now.
Parsons dishes to Conley. Parsons on the wing, covered by Barnes, and the wide open shot from Evans. That's in, coming off the assist from Parsons.
And watching Evans there knock down the triple, has the ability to be a dangerous outside scorer when he's in rhythm.
Barnes against Evans. Pass to Nowitzki. The fader. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. And the Mavericks lead by 3. Now here's Conley. Green with a screen on Nowitzki. Feeds it to Green. Plays it up and banks it in.
He's known as more steady than flashy, but that was a sensational pass by Conley. He can get fancy when he needs to.
Now here is Smith. He kicks it to Noel. Nowitzki a screen. Noel with it. Picked up by Davis. Nowitzki for 3. Connects from three-point range.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. I mean, he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
Smith against Conley. Kicks it out to Evans. Evans can't get that one to fall.
You know, Kevin, his team is struggling a bit right now. I mean, I hope he can find his rhythm and start making his shots out there soon. Otherwise, ...
Now here is Conley. Following the miss by Wesley Matthews. Here's Green. Bank shot. No good.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Here's Barnes. Now the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
And, you know, Kevin, I think this is why you got to crowd Barnes all the time, because he's really good at pulling up and knocking down the jump shot.
Now here's Evans. Conley left side. Back to Evans. Outside, Davis. Clock at 6. And it's Conley penetrating. Basket counts. Conley's got 4 points this quarter.
Great move to get to the rim. I think they're going to take the aggressive approach down the stretch.
And, Greg, you know that's never a bad idea to be the aggressor. I mean, what a ball game we've got going on here, guys.
Great positioning on the putback. Noel's got the lead up to 6 now for Dallas.
A guy like him cannot be left alone around the hoop. If you do, it'll be buffet style all day long. Plenty of seconds right there.
Green, the pass to Evans. In the corner, Parsons with it. Trying his luck deep. Mavericks with the rebound. Noel's got his 16th rebound on the night. And Tyreke Evans is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul. And Memphis making a change here. Lights checked in. Noel with it. Back to Smith. Nowitzki a screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And the Mavericks lead by 8.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
The dish to Green. Parsons on the wing. Right, sets a screen. Kicks it out to Evans. It's rebounded by Dallas.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
And since they've come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, certainly a step up from the first half. They're more engaged, more focused here in this second half, and they're getting good results.
And now we present our Jordan Player of the Game.
And his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
These fans have been stunned by his performance. Of all the players they thought might do the most damage against him tonight, his name was not high on that list. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what David Fizdale said to the team. He said, "Do you want this game? Don't tell me about it. Show me and show your teammates. We've got to play better, and we've got to play harder if we're going to come back." Guys?
All right, thank you, David. They get the rebound. Nowitzki, and sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
And he's caught fire this quarter, yet to miss a shot. And I'll tell you what, age ain't nothing but a number when you talk about the impact of Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, with his size and shooting touch, he creates so many openings for himself and his teammates offensively.
And Nowitzki's turnaround, an unblockable shot when he's hitting. Greg, he's unguardable.
And even though he's lost a little lift in the legs, he's worked hard to kind of quicken his release. And just another tweak for a guy who's made a career of adding layers to his Hall of Fame game.
Always got to patrol the three-point line. When you don't, you suffer the consequences.
And it's Smith penetrating. Grizzlies with the rebound. Wright's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And it's still a close game. I mean, despite the fact that they've struggled to compete on the boards.
Yeah, you know, but down the stretch here, guys, they'll summon that extra effort to try and get it done, I think.
Here's Smith following the score by Memphis. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. And the pass to Noel. There's a good screen. There's a screen by Noel. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Barnes. Nowitzki, and staying with the play, Nowitzki.
That's where Nowitzki's long arms help him on the glass. They're solid at using that length to reel in rebounds.
Evans with it. Matthews covering. Green, the screen. Conley with the 3. Smith with some nice D.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now here is Smith. There's a screen by Noel. Nowitzki outside. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. Green, the screen to the right side. Conley, a picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good.
Yeah, and coming off that pick there, Conley able to get to his sweet spot and convert.
Dallas leading by 11. And here's Smith. Free throw drop for Smith. Both free throws good from Smith. The Grizzlies trail by 13. Green with a screen on Matthews. Right outside. The feed now to Conley. Over Smith. Again, Conley missing. Dallas has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Mavericks.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the boards.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And they put themselves into the driver's seat in regards to the season series with this team. Tonight's win will give them a 2-1 edge with only 1 left to play.
You know, no matter what happens next time they meet, I think this was the biggest game they'll play against each other this season. Getting that 2-1 advantage means so much.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell they want to put this thing to bed.
And it's Wright missing. Now Smith. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Dirk, the game really turned in the second half when you started to get going. What was changing for you out there?
Well, I thought the team's going to look to me to score. And in the first half, I actually tried to be aggressive, tried to get going, but just couldn't find the rhythm. Had some good looks, I thought. So I was actually encouraged going to halftime. I said, if I get those looks again, I'm going to be able to knock them down. And it always helps, you know, as a shooter when you make your first couple in the second half and get your confidence up. And the team kept feeding me after that.
The greatness comes out when it has to. Thanks again, Dirk. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. See you next time.